You will start, Jean-François.
Okay, should I start now? Yes.
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. I think I would start with congratulations to Lavinia for having organized from A to Z this a superb workshop and conference. And I also really enjoyed the not only the talks which were really exquisite, but also the the chat and the comments and questions and Q's and A's was really wonderful and extremely interesting. And of course, the general comment is that we are really dealing with a very complex, very complex area, and on top of that, we have to deal with the complete transformation. It's not only a paradigm shift; it's more than that. It's complete transformation of the approaches, and approaches. We should use the plural here, because it's clearly a multi-layered problem, all the way through from molecular genetics to social sciences and including clinical approach, what I would call the mesoscopic approach, typically represented by brain imaging, for instance, and all the way through to more fundamental biology. And also on top of it, it's the clear risk for sort of a separation, a sort of a drift between the scientific approaches, because we have two ways to conceive. To conceive these issues. One way is really the fundamental biology and what we could summarize by the acronym omics, the omics. Okay. So the omics are everywhere. Everybody is interested because it's a huge potential of heuristic potential of discovery. But on the other hand, omics do not really care about the specificity of the tissue. I mean, it is it's a little concern whether these omics are analyzed and explored in the blood or in the skin or in the brain. And on the other hand, we have also really sort of brainish people like me. I'm a neurologist, so I'm interested basically in the brain and how it works, how it is organized or disorganized. And I think it shouldn't be. We should not lose contacts between these approaches. And as an example, I clearly remember a recent comment from a very distinguished colleague of mine saying that, well, in terms of advances in the science of Alzheimer's, he is considering really not to take into account anymore cognitive problems or memory or what have you, or neuropsychology or what have you. Because what's important are the biology of Alzheimer's disease and not at all the symptoms. And I thought to myself that it was as sensible as a strategy as to ignore, for instance, that Parkinson's disease, tackle and focus on the motor system. I mean, nobody would say that Parkinson's disease has nothing to do with motor system. And in the same way, nobody should overlook that memory problems are associated with agreed with Alzheimer's disease. So these problems are really important, and we should not lose track between the different domains, even though they are very, very complex, not to mention the introduction in the field of, say, not only epidemiology, but also the, say, big data approach. So one important aspect of our tasks is really to try and put together all these approaches. And I would stop here, just mentioning while closing the importance of this federation of cohorts that we mentioned this afternoon. And I would insist that indeed the IMI programs and programs such as the Human Brain Project could help, or the JPND as well, could really help us to join and to connect the cohorts so that we could reach this difficult aim, so that we have both very populated cohorts, but also purified cohorts, stratified alongside many dimensions. This was my comments.
Thank you. I think, yes, it's really important to have, I think, also clear questions to address. We do have a lot of multidimensional data now. I think brain sciences has been quite detached, as we discussed before, from the disease. We need to improve reproducibility between cohorts, but also between animal studies and human. I think there is a lot to do here on the research side. Harmonization is key. I think we have seen also that in the analysis from Dr. Colin. And I personally believe that we just need more research, because as a molecular neurobiologist, I really stumble every time with the problem that I don't find enough literature on what I would like to look into. And this is unfortunately something that also our ambassador, Bart de Strooper, has always put forward. Brain research, as compared to cardiovascular and cancer research, is a field which is underfunded, unfortunately. We have, however, means. We do have existing infrastructure, as Jean-François mentioned, like the registry, the Demonet registry in Switzerland, already existing. And I think we are not too far in terms of we can implement those digital infrastructure and make it nationwide. And I think it will really be fantastic to have this registry to start with. Of course, this we know it's, as Maria Bouchard said, it's not the implementation the issue in terms of the technicalities, but sometimes there are barriers which are political barriers, and I think that we see that sometimes things don't get done because we don't communicate well among each other. And so this is exactly what we want to do with the BrainFit4Life. We started with Jean-François Demonet and Jean-Marie Annoni and many others just at a dinner table. We said we would like to do something really to create synergy, to cooperate, to make sure that we create a critical mass of research that can improve clinical diagnostics, but also can really propel innovation in brain sciences. Switzerland is an incredible place for researchers. We are many here, but we need to really tie together and make this effort really impactful. I myself see. I mean, I say always, all the time, I'm driving the bus here. I hope I drove the bus properly, respecting the time and respecting also the rules of Accelerant, which are not easy to really understand. We have launched this web symposium. Also, it has been really proposed by also Giovanni Frusoni and Jean-François Demonet, and also I think the Alzheimer's Association Switzerland really invoked this. We have done this. We would like to start and continue the discussion. We think that in the future, a strategic research agenda that comprises a national registry early diagnostics, which could be non-invasive diagnostics, either imaging or blood-based biomarker, you name it, saliva, whatever, eye drops, I think finally, emphasizing the therapeutics, the personalized therapeutics. We have understood that there are various forms of dementia. Of course, dementia is a spectrum of disorder, but even Alzheimer's, really understanding the heterogeneity of the disease and understanding also the risk factor associated to it. And of course, communicating this to the public is of real importance, because I think that only through conveying this information from the professional health practitioner to the public can make the difference, and maybe create this advocacy campaign and make it stronger. So, Jean-François, I don't know if you would like to say something on this.
No, I was absolutely amazed by the talk of Mr. Baumgart, because the budget is absolutely terrific. These amounts, one may wonder, in fact, to what exactly these gigantic expenses are spent for. I mean, what's so expensive in reality? Are there clinical studies, animal studies, modeling, basic molecular research in the, I don't know, high put through pipelines to discover new molecules of interest, or what? You may wonder, in billions of dollars, what for exactly? Were there a specific strategy? I suppose so, but I would be very interested, in fact. And doing my own little calculation, I calculated that in proportion, Switzerland spends, in fact, 8 times less as it would be to compete or to be at the same level of the US, considering that Switzerland is one of the richest countries worldwide.
Yeah. So yeah, we have kind of documented this in the what we call the purple paper that we all worked on. We would like to present this again to the OSP, to Anna Levy. Maybe she's a woman. Maybe she will be also has worked in the psychiatry. Maybe she will be closer to this this theme. She also has a very big program on prevention. So I think we could start a conversation together with Alzheimer's Association, backed up by the Alzheimer's Association Switzerland. I think that we can really move together towards improving, and maybe to the goal of what we have stated also in our proposal, because we got funded by the SNF and the InnoSwiss, which we thank a lot for their support. This is really a journey to eventually draft a program, an NCCR program that will be nationwide, creating a network of excellence within Switzerland and involving all parts of Switzerland in this mission.
Absolutely. Okay.
So yeah, so I just would like to post to share my screen, because we have, if we get funding, now it's like always the problem with the with researcher, whether we get funding or not, but we were very lucky to have Sci Illustrate sharing or donating us this this beautiful image of the neurons, of the cortical neurons. And if everything goes well, next year, still on the Alzheimer month, the 30th of September 2021, we'll have maybe a physical meeting, maybe a mix of physical meeting and digital web symposium, but we would like to have this again. And let's hope that we will move forward, and we will also be able to tell you some milestone that we have done during this year.
Excellent.
So,
thank you.
So I think if we don't have Any question? We have just comments that people liked it, so I'm happy. I think that this is something that the interdisciplinarity of the conference can be of interest to many people. Next year we will of course continue in this direction and invite people from different sides. Thank you to all the organizing committee. I'm not alone here. There is Irene, Bogdan, and then I have to say I could not have done this without Diana Latorre and Begonia Pereyo and Emmanuel Ebrai and Farah Karif and all the people who have really helped in the operation. I mean, this would not have been possible without them. So I think we owe them a big thank, and we can also follow up with a thank you note, which I will do myself by email. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye to all. Thank you.